There are persons who are buying into it. Some of these young women are about the place, selling themselves, and in the process of selling themselves to survive, some of them, they end up putting their entire lives in danger. They're putting their lives at risk, selling themselves in order to survive. And that is unfortunate in our country. And a lot of them don't have to do it. But you have some people who are either not prepared to work, but then the situation becomes difficult for those persons who cannot work because they may be unable to get documents that allow them to legally work in this country. And so they have to find some way, some means of survival. And sometimes that option that appears to be the only option available to them. And what is sad about that is you have some persons who will take advantage. You will take advantage of the young persons who are struggling to survive. You understand what I'm saying to you? And that is unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. It is my hope that someone will take a stand and speak up to what is happening. But I know that's difficult to do because nobody wants to admit that they have this thing, this AIDS, HIV thing. But people are getting sick all over South Eleuthera. We had a chlamydia outbreak. We had a gonorrhea outbreak. We had a syphilis outbreak. We've been hearing the stories about HIV/AIDS in Eleuthera. And listen, I learned this while I was on the force that Eleuthera is one of the most worst case scenarios in terms of HIV/AIDS contractions. But I'm saying that there has been an uptick. So we already were in a bad place, and we're going from bad to worse and from worse to worse because people are not using protection. People are not securing themselves. People are just flagrantly sharing their breads and hot dogs all over the place and not trying to be concerned of others. There some persons appear to be deliberately doing it. There are some who they know they have this thing. They know they come from death door and they are putting their bread in hot dogs and putting buns in the oven, knowing full well that they have this thing. And if you have this thing and you put a bun in the oven, you're likely going to cause the victim who ends up under you to contract the HIV/AIDS virus. How? I don't know. You have to be completely without a conscience. You have to be of a reprobate mind to be in such a state that you could just put people's lives at risk and not even think twice about it, not be bothered by it. This is very disturbing, very, very disturbing. It's troubling. I don't know all the things to say about it, but it's really, 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 really bad. Hmm? And this is in South Eleuthera. Hmm? Husbands think, don't go buying no bread because very likely you end up buying bread and the bread may be contaminated. And next thing you know, you carry it home to your wife, and you give her something that she didn't deserve because you can keep it together or you refuse to use protection while you're out there with your side chick doing all kind of foolishness. And then in the Eleuthera, unfortunately, they don't do the side chick thing too much because these people too brassy and bold. I was just talking to somebody about that today because it's very disturbing to me that down here, unlike most of the other places I've been, people are comfortable bragging about taking other people's man and so forth and so on. I don't understand that.